Hey, what's good, y'all? It's Gabe Rosado. Welcome to another episode of Mi Gallo with the champ, Abner. Yeah, bro. It's a big week.
It's a big week, bro.
Time Square, New York City.
Woo. Back to back good fights, man.
Oh yeah,
they're all stacked, man. They're all good fights.
It's crazy, man. I'm excited for this event. It's big for boxing, big for New York City. Yeah. Big for every fight on the card, cause it's crazy.
It's do or die pretty much for all of them. If you win, you good. If you lose,
you know what? Bro, with the bag they making,
they don't care.
They Gucci, man. But look, man. I think we're gonna see, of course, an action-packed fight. We got Jim Lampley, the legendary Jim Lampley, calling the fights. It's amazing, along with Tarver, another great in the sport, man. So that combo is perfect.
Shout out to Antonio Tarver.
Yeah. Shout out to both men. I'm excited to see Ryan, man. I think Ryan is like on some other shit.
Yeah,
bro.
Well, you got to interview him not long ago. How'd you feel him? How was his energy like,
bro? So we did the media workout in San Diego, and it was funny because you don't know what to expect with Ryan, right? And I thought we'll see some of the antics from, maybe when he was acting like how he was acting going towards the Haney fight. But he was super chilled. And I told him, I said, bro, you pulled the okie doke on us. like you had us thinking that you lost it.
Right.
And this is how smart Ryan is. Ryan was like, the Haneys were trying to act crazy. Mm-hmm. And they were talking crazy, so I got crazier. I said, yo. And then I said,
kind of what you did
to
your dad, Hey, homeboy got crazy. My boy got crazier.
For sure, man. So, Ryan said he got crazier, bro. So I'm like, damn, that's wild. So I said, so what's the difference now with Roelly? And then he said, Roelly is a guy that he likes that kind of those antics, because he gonna talk trash back and he gonna get crazy back. He said, so with Roelly, my approach is different, man. I'm focused, I'm locked in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where Roelly really don't know what's coming. And I said, okay. You know what I'm saying? Playing the mind games, man. But again, another thing that I saw was that Ryan was so chilled, it was almost like them stripping him away from suspension. It was like it humbled him, and he had like this look in his face where he was just like graceful to be back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was appreciating the moment, and I was like, oh, he dangerous right now. He's
like
really,
you could lose it overnight, like type of shit. Like he understood
exactly. Like
That's
he
good.
lost it. He lost what he loved, and I honestly believe that was a blessing in disguise, because I think the win was so crazy versus Haney, even though they reversed that to us. Like, come on, you can't reverse that. You can't reverse the ass whooping, because you can't do that. So to us, it was like, I think he would have been on such a high horse that who knows what would have happened.
He was on self-destructive mode, right?
Yeah, bro.
He was on self-destructive mode, definitely, man.
Yep.
And I think you're right. I think, God works in mysterious ways. I know he's a big, believer of, God, the spirit, that everything happens for a reason. And God loves Ryan Garcia, brother. And I can say that, man, because that happened for that reason. I think it humbled him. I think he came to a point of his life where he was just doing too much, man. Yeah, and he came out already, open to the public, talking about his addiction to alcohol, to gambling, to women, just doing the most, when fame, fortune, all that came to him, it was too much to handle.
Yeah.
So him getting stripped of the title, him, just going through with the family, the dad being there, the mom, just really, really loved ones trying to help him, he got the point. He got the message from God, and I think he's in a perfect position right now, especially leading up to this fight, where now he's seeing things different. I think he trained differently. Mentally is key. He's there, focused 100%, and I think we're gonna see a whole different side from Ryan Garcia. And I'm really excited as a fan, to be honest, to see that Ryan Garcia that we all loved. Just the talented fighter that he is.
And I actually like that he's back with Derek.
Mm.
Derek James, you know what I'm saying? I think he's a good trainer.
That's another coach that is so strict and so,
for sure, man. And
so good at what he does.
Yeah, man. And Derek, he understands Ryan, and Ryan's the type of fighter that he needs someone to understand those, those antics and whatever, right, man? So I think that's really good that he got back with James, someone that's familiar,
right?
That he could trust in the corner, right. And they put on a great performance together in the Haney fight, man. Did. So don't fix what ain't broke, right? So and you can see like the demeanor being different with Ryan in the talk in the sit down with they did with Todd Grisham in New York, man. You can see like the one that was really popping off crazy was Teoh.
Teoh's like that, man. I mean, at first, I was one of the guys. I was like, man, this guy's talking too much. He's doing the most. He wants to be the center of attention. But now it's like become like, yo, this guy's funny. This guy's, he brings something to.
Bro, he looked at Haney. He said, "You shouldn't be talking because the man to my left right here." It was funny.
He whoop your ass over here. Yeah, that was funny. But I liked what they did right there. The only thing I didn't like, well, obviously, because Roelly wasn't there, the attention wasn't so much on his fight against Roelly. It was just them, And you saw the OG, Ramirez.
Yeah.
He didn't say a word. My boy was just big chilling. Like,
bro, that wasn't Ramirez's world, bro.
It wasn't.
Ramirez was just chilling, like, man.
He's staying out of it, which is cool. Like, you ain't got none of that. It's like, I'll do my thing inside of the ring. But sure. I feel like sometimes the focus is too much on certain other things other than the actual fight, and I think that's where Haney's at right now. And Ryan is smart. Like we talked, he's a smart man. So he's trying to make Haney fall into like the distraction and focusing on other things, which is like the whole Ryan thing. Talking about Teoh, bro. You got your opponent right in front of you. That's who you should be focused on. So that's another thing that he should consider. I mean, on top of that, Ramirez is tough as it is.
Yeah, and another thing was he's like, I got my old back. It was like, no, you didn't, cuz. You can't take your ass with him back. It's like the world saw that, cuz. It's like if Haney would do anything to like have that magic pen from the movie Men in Black, where you press that button and it erases everybody's memory.
People didn't forget.
Like, cuz. Like whatever, man. Like I guess on the books you got it back.
Yeah,
but not really.
I think sometimes that's what matters to some people. For him, I think that's what matters. He still got the O, but like you said, you can't take the ass whipping away. You got it, but mentally, maybe that to him that's something. Like I'm still undefeated. So what? You're not. Like bro, like you get me. But again, you should be concentrated on the man in front of you, which is Ramirez, and he wasn't. All focus was over here, and Ramirez, the OG, was just like, okay.
But what's interesting? Teoh too was on not focused either.
But Teoh's been like that since the press and the fight got announced. Teoh's been all over the place. You get me? But Teoh's doing it purposely. I think Teoh's like selling
Barbosa,
the fight.
Like you got your ass beat by Cambosis. You know what I'm saying?
He
said I beat my own ass.
Pause. Yeah.
It's like But it's like look, I guess Teoh was sick in that fight or had some kind of condition,
and he still dropped him.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But look, man, I think it's funny, man. I think we're gonna see some upsets on this card, bro.
At least one. I don't know about upsets more than one. I see one happening. I'm not gonna say who. I don't want to say who.
Dog. Who?
I'm not gonna say who.
No.
I'm not gonna say who, but there is gonna be one.
What you mean?
So I can look good. So after it happens, I knew it was that one.
So look, man. We'll start with the opener.
Okay.
Right. The opener is
Barbosa against Teoh.
Man, Teoh. To me, Teoh is special, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He's a special talent.
He said was or is?
No, he is a special talent.
Okay.
Hand speed, power. He got that charisma and everything. He
got the swag. He got everything.
Me a little bit of Hector Camacho, right? But sometimes I think he could overdo it, and a guy like Barbosa is going to make you pay.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning towards Barbosa just because, man, I really think he's so hungry, and I think he's so locked in and focused, bro, that I think when we had him on, I believe it was like episode 3, I think it was.
Yeah, it was
when we had him on, bro, you know, one thing he said was that the reason Bob gave him the release, he said Bob would only keep him if Teoh would fight Barbosa. And they had offered the fight to Barbosa about 4 different times. I mean, to Teoh 4 different times. And he turned it down 4 different times. So
that says something. That says something.
What, you know what I'm saying? Like, now you're fighting Barbosa because now it's Times Square. Yeah. It's big. The bag is probably, I'm sure the bag is a lot bigger. Yeah. So now, but it's like, did he really want this fight?
I think, okay, to answer,
you understand what I'm saying?
To answer the question when I first started about an upset, this is the fight. I think this is the fight where we're going to see an upset, I believe. I think Barbosa, like you mentioned, he is in a high right now. There's no stopping him. He's in a high. It's going to be hard of dropping him, pulling him down from that high. He's got a great momentum right now. He believes in himself. Yeah. And this is a beatable fight against Teoh. Teoh is doing all the right things also, as far as like, doing the most, being flamboyant, calling out everyone, talking too much. You set the perfect, example, like a Teoh. Teoh didn't have to pretend. He was just like that. Yeah. And I think Camacho. But Teoh, he has to be that guy. And he's come out openly, talk about like, I'm like that because I want to pay, get attention. I want to create attention. I want to create that guy I like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a persona. And he said it, open to the public. But I feel like it's him trying to prove or trying to make himself believe that he is that guy. Because I think he forgot. I think he lost it, bro. Let's not forget about that one fight. Remember when I know
who you're talking about. El Boricua.
What fight was that, bro?
Damn, cuz. Why am I forgetting the name? So Jermaine Ortiz. He didn't look good against
man.
Jermaine
remember
Ortiz.
when he fought Jermaine Ortiz and he was like, man, he asked the corners like, yo, do I still got it? Am I still good? Like, man, once you start asking yourself those questions,
dangerous. It's dangerous.
You get me? I know it was a couple of fights ago, but still, bro, like, and he's acting like that. He's acting like he's trying to find himself, trying to make himself believe that he is that guy, or at least sell it to the world. Again, I could be wrong, and I think he's going to prove that come fight night against Barbosa. Yeah. But going into this fight right now, I'm picking Barbosa to win the fight.
All right, so we both got Barbosa by decision.
Decision, yeah.
All right, we got Barbosa by decision. Now the second fight, Haney, Ramirez.
Ooh, that's another sleeper right there. Ooh.
Now, Haney Ramirez, we talked about it. Yeah. On paper, Haney,
better fighter.
Undisputed. He was, you know what I'm saying? But I still got Ramirez. Man. And I think Ramirez by stoppage. Ooh. Yeah. And I don't think
there's no other way, huh? You can't.
I don't think like sleeping Haney. I think more like the referee's just gonna have to jump in and stop the fight.
Dang, you really hate the Haneys, huh?
No, because
I'm messing with you.
You know why, man?
You got reasons to say that. I know.
I just think
the styles.
Bro, you got Robert Garcia in your corner,
right? But Robert ain't fighting for you. No. I know. Shout out to my boy Robert. When you got Robert in your corner,
But think about this, right? Think about this. The opportunity that Ramirez has after losing the fight with Barbosa, we all know a setback in boxing is huge, big,
and he didn't take a beating. He just lost.
Quickly got this offer. It's like a breath of fresh air. Yeah. So for Ramirez, it's like I can't wait to get back.
It's one of those fights like, all right, I messed up. It wasn't my night. Now it's time to prove.
And then for Haney, I think it's more like,
do I still got it?
Damn, like, am I good?
What's left in me?
Like, I know. I got knocked physically, out. I might look good, but am I good? Like, what's that? Right. What is that first blow gonna feel like?
All those are good reasons. So what I gotta say is, I think, and I pick Haney to win this fight based on style. Stylistically, I think Haney has the style to beat a come forward press, volume, not so much volume anymore. Ramirez, it's more pressure because the volume's not there anymore. Why? At least I didn't see it in this last fight. Yeah. Can he make the adjustments and perfect things like that and throw a little bit more? Ramirez, yeah, he can. Is he stronger in this weight class? Yes, Ramirez is. But I think this fight, Haney is gonna be alert.
Yeah.
When you got knocked out, let's not forget in this last fight against Ryan Garcia, you're more alert. I remember going back into my fight after I got knocked out. You're like, bro, eyes are open. Like, I don't want to get hit again.
Yeah.
You're on full focus mode. So a really focused Devin Haney is going to be hard to hit. And I think that's what's going to happen in this fight. It's going to be a sleeper. It's going to be one of those fights, boring fights, I think, because Haney's going to be using the entire ring. Box Ramirez, 1-2, just beat him in points and just outbox Ramirez. But, I see your point in one as well. I think Ramirez can pressure and make it a difficult fight.
You know what I think is going to be the game changer in that fight? I think we're going to see Ramirez use his jab like never before.
He has to. I mean, if he wants to get in, he can't just walk in.
Because when Ramirez did wrong in the Barbosa fight, because Barbosa was boxing and moving and using the angles, he was just throwing. He was just diving in. No jab, no jab. With Haney, you got a jab. So I think Ramirez is going to commit to the jab, and rather than diving in and trying to just throw, I think he's going to be jabbing, wait for Haney to commit, and then counter. I think that's the approach.
Jab your way in,
Because if you can jab with Haney,
but you got to double jab your way in. You can't just be slow. Because remember, Haney's a great counter puncher.
No, for sure. No, Haney.
So
Haney, look, man,
he's a good counter puncher.
I think Haney's a good fighter, and I think that this is an opportunity, bro. This is if anybody can win this fight, and it'd be the biggest win of the night, it'd definitely be Haney if he's able to pull it off.
Is it do or die for both, man?
Because
do or die. But I'm
saying for Haney because of how his last fight, how it impacted everyone. You know what I'm saying? And how it impacted him mostly.
But I think that's the big question everybody has. I think it impacted the whole world. Everybody's like, damn, the way he lost.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
But really is
how it happened.
How do you take it? How are you taking it? Honestly, seeing Haney, how he's been acting, how he's been, really talked about the fight. He's over it.
No.
I think he's over
it. No,
he's over it, bro. He's over it. He's over it.
No.
People keep bringing it up because it's there.
I don't think he's over it. I don't think you could be over that. But
I think the only way we're gonna find out once he fights. When he fights and we see a whole different Haney and a spectacular Haney, was like, man, this guy's over it, and it's happened. But at the end of the day, people are still gonna continue to talk about the Ryan Garcia fight. It is what it is.
But what I'm saying is, what I mean by his win would be the biggest win on the card. The reason I'm saying that is because, he's facing a different kind of challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like he lost so bad that
I think
if he's able to come back and show the confidence, the grit, and still be the old Haney, then bro, I salute him 100 because it's like, bro, that is hard. That ain't easy, bro. To come back like it never happened, that's hard.
In other words, the person that really has to win a fight that night is Haney. I'm being honest. If Lopez loses, Teoh, I mean, he lost. All right, I think he'll be able to bounce back. If Ryan loses, which I don't see, I think he'll be able to bounce. But Haney, if he loses, bro, it's game over. I think. So I see your point.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. His win would be the biggest win.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
So, but I'm picking Haney to win.
All right, no doubt. So then now we got the main event, Roelly Garcia, you know what I mean? And like I said, man, when I saw Ryan at the media workout, I just saw a different kind of focus, different kind of vibe. I think is a fighter that appreciates being back, that it was a blessing that it got stripped, a blessing in disguise. So I think he's back on the biggest stage. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're gonna see a more complete Ryan because Ryan got that hook.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to see a more complete Ryan. He's going to set traps differently. He's going to box differently. He's going to move around differently. I don't think that it'll just be the typical Ryan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think we're going to see him adding more to his game because I think him now working with Derek, I don't know what number fight this is for them, but I think now their chemistry is a lot better.
A lot better.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot better.
So I see that fight being a knockout victory for Ryan within 5 rounds.
Dang, everybody's saying that. That's crazy.
What you think?
I think I'm with you on the fact that my pick is Ryan. I think Ryan will win this fight based on how he's looked, how I've seen him outside of the ring, how he's approached this fight, and stylistically, I think it is that the setting up the traps, because you can't go out there and try to hook. You know, you can't go out there and try to bang against a heavy puncher like Roelly Romero. I mean, let's not forget the kid still got power. The kid's a powerful puncher, you know. And the last thing you can, you know, you lose is the power.
Yeah.
And Roelly's got it. And let's not forget when he fought Tank Davis, Roelly was winning the fight. I thought he was doing all right.
Yeah.
Until Tank really set up that trap and just whoop, he came in.
Yeah.
That left hand, you know, coming in. So I think Ryan is gonna show obviously the hook, the power, but just how skillful he is. He's gonna set up a trap like you mentioned, and he's gonna have Roelly Romero walk into something.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be the night. I think Roelly shows up again and continue to win and continue to perfect himself. And like you said, right now that he's with James, he's only perfect. Ryan is.
Yeah.
He's perfecting his craft. He's looking better and better. So I'm excited to watch him. I'm excited to watch all these fighters, Gabe. I'm excited to watch this whole card because I mean, this talent all around, man.
Baby.
Talent all around, man.
Boxing
it's
wins,
crazy.
Dog.
Boxing wins.
Boxing's
we all
right
win.
now, for
I'm
sure.
excited, man.
For sure, man. I told Oscar, I said, you know what this fight reminds me with Roelly and Ryan? You and Mayorga.
Oh,
when Oscar fought Mayorga, he was like,
Oscar's like, you're
like,
right.
You're right. I said, bro, I see it being the same kind of fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see that fight, man. So now we have that on May 2nd. And then May 3rd, we got the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez versus William Skull. And this is for the unification. You know what I'm saying? Skull has the IBF, Canelo has the rest of the belts. And bro, Skull look locked in.
He is.
This ain't gonna be like, you know, a whatever fight. Skull looks locked in, man. But you know what I'm saying? How we seeing that? And this is the first fight for Canelo in Saudi. So does that?
But he's been out there already for how long? Like a couple of weeks too. You know, by the time he fights, you know, I think it's gonna be like close to a month.
Yeah. Someone said I think it was Robert Garcia said that. He don't think that would benefit Canelo.
Him.
That he thinks he.
I don't know why he said that. Yeah, I read somewhere like, that he said that. Like, he should have got there like a week before. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? A couple of days before. I don't know what he said. To be honest, I'm not gonna put words on my mouth that that aren't true. But the thing is that he's been there for a while. He's locked in Canelo Alvarez. I think that's the best approach, getting there before, to acclimate the time difference. And bro, he mad? He said
he's mad because there's nothing to do with it.
I mean, when you in the training camp, you don't want to do nothing.
I was in Saudi for a week, bro. I was like, don't get me wrong. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Beautiful hotel. We was staying at the Fairmont. It was nice. I was experiencing the culture. It was nice. But as far as what we're used to doing.
Yeah, but right now since Canelo's locked in, you don't want nothing there. You don't want no distractions. You don't want no distractions.
No hay tequila.
No hay tequila. And you know what I liked also, that he called out Cristiano Ronaldo to show up, like, because they asked Canelo, they're like, hey, is Cristiano Ronaldo gonna go and support you? I'm like, yeah. I'm almost certain his son is a big fan, so I'm sure. And I think Cristiano Ronaldo came out already saying that he's gonna be at the fight, he's gonna be at the card. That's crazy. You good friends with Cristiano Ronaldo, bro?
That's dope.
What you do?
That's dope, man.
That's dope. So going into the fight.
How do you see this fight?
Going to the fight, I think Canelo's just gonna destroy him. I think this is Canelo's just gonna destroy him. I think this is a fight where Canelo goes out there and shows up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think Scully is a good fighter, but not at the level.
Yeah.
He's one of those fighters again
strong.
that you put him. Yeah, he's strong. Yeah. You put him against but you're fighting Canelo. You get me? He's never faced anyone like him. It's gonna be good 5 rounds. Good 5 rounds for Canelo.
One thing I was watching, when I was watching Skull, I was like, he got good movement. He could box. He could move around. But the thing is, he only got 9 knockouts.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, man, like Canelo already has a chin. But it's like, if you don't have enough power to keep somebody honest, it's like, I could see Canelo kind of just walking through this guy.
And that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, man. So I see it, man. But Canelo, isn't.
You can't sleep on Skull though. You know,
no, you can't
that's
sleep
one
on
thing.
him. But
Canelo,
here's the thing that could backfire on Canelo. That Canelo is boxing his way to victories, where this is the biggest fight of Skull's life, and Skull might just be a little more active than usual, and Canelo can't you know, just be in his little groove type thing. He might have to be a little more active in this fight.
Would happen with him, and when he fought in Guadalajara, I don't know if you saw that fight. I actually went to that fight.
Was that the
Ryder?
Yeah.
When he went to fought Ryder, we didn't see the same Canelo. He was really tight.
Yeah.
We didn't see the same punches. He couldn't finish him. Like, bro, he looked bad, you know, and he fought in his hometown. So I can get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think Canelo's locked in. I know he knows that this is a fight where he cannot look bad. And Canelo, one thing that I've always respect about him is that no matter how much money you put in front of him or knows that he's gonna win, he's locked in 100%, bro. Yeah. He takes boxing serious. Mm-hmm. He's dedicated 100%, 120%.
Yeah.
No matter 100,000, 200,000 that he's got, for this fight, whatever it is, this man is locked in, and that's something that I gotta respect and commend on Canelo Alvarez, him and Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather, when he fought, bro, same thing, he was locked in, no matter how big the bag was.
For sure, man. Yeah, so like we both got him winning by knockout, maybe within 5-6. I
say 5-6, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you say 5-6. I'm gonna say more. I'm gonna say more like the 10th round.
Okay.
Because I think Skull is going to be on.
He's durable.
I think he's going to be moving around. He's durable, and he's going to be boxing. And I think it's going to take Canelo some body shots, beating up them arms to kind of slow him down in the later rounds. And then Canelo's going to catch him with a counter, and then that's going to be a wrap.
Yeah, that's another thing. Canelo hasn't knocked out anyone in a long time.
Yeah.
So, and I'm picking him to knock him out because I think that's in the back of his head already. Like, he's already thinking that Canelo like is, because he hasn't. And he hasn't really tried, to be honest, because I think he could have finished Munguia.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I think he could have finished Munguia. Canelo.
You think he couldn't?
He could have.
Oh, yeah. He could have.
You know what I'm saying? So I think in this fight, he's just like going to go out there and just make a statement.
For sure, man. And, it's going to be a different atmosphere. It ain't gonna be the loud, rowdy Mexico crowd from. Even though
that's Canelo, bro, he's a superstar, man.
We might be surprised, bro. Like, do you think the Mexicans are gonna travel out?
Yeah, we got money, bro.
No,
we got them pesos.
I know that.
No, believe me, there's gonna be a lot of Mexicans.
No hay cerveza, no hay cerveza, no hay tequila.
Hey, we Mexicans, we gonna find a way to sneak that shit in, bro. Trust me.
Man. But I feel you, man. I think it's gonna be fire, man. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think we are going to see Skull have moments because of the movement.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I think we will see Skull have moments because of the movement, but I think Canelo will eventually break him down.
I think Skull's only moment is gonna be when he hits it. Now play when he hits the
so
nice post. Now play.
So
it's gonna be a good fight.
Then that same night, Munguia gets a chance to redeem himself. You know what I mean? Gets versus Bruno. And it's crazy because Bruno, I think the man only has 6 knockouts.
We don't talk about Bruno.
But it's wow. He's not a power puncher. Munguia has a good chin.
He does.
I know because I hit him clean. And I was like, I'm like, the hell? I was hitting that dude with some shots, bro. But man, in that first fight, Bruno just laid him out. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't beat the 10 count. Going into this rematch now, Munguia switching and now being with Eddie Reynoso. How do you think that's going to change Munguia, and what do you expect?
Best decision I think that Munguia could have made. Yeah. I think he wasn't learning anything with my homeboy, Terrible Morales, with all due respect. He was a great champion, but I don't think he was learning anything there. He was getting hit a lot. Defensively he was bad, and I think with Eddie teaches you is defense is one of the things I like. I like the movement that he teaches with Canelo. We've seen it firsthand with the movement that Canelo has. And it's right there. You don't even have to be far from the fighter. Like the short, sides, the side steps, the head movement. I think that's what Munguia needed, because Munguia, he's a great boxer. He can box from the outside, but he's also a really good inside fighter. Got a great uppercut. So I think this is a perfect perfect fight and perfect moment because now he's got a great corner in Eddie Reynoso. And a great corner in Canelo Alvarez because I've seen videos of Canelo like pulling him to the side like, yo, champ, like you should work on this. I'm like, what better way than with the actual guy that that beat you and that saw flaws,
come over here, son.
Come here, son.
Come over here, son.
This guy. Sit on my lap, son. You're a fool. Bro. Oh man, that's good.
That's funny as hell. Because I'm like, bro, all jokes aside, like that's funny because it's like, yo, my man beat you.
Well, that's like, humble from both sides, I think,
It is. Munguia did something I could never do.
What's that?
He joined the team that beat him. He joined the top guy.
That's what they say. If you can't beat him, join him,
Yeah. And you know what? Look, man, it's like, and it's not a knock. It's not a knock. To me, it's like I commend him to be able to do that because Munguia's like, he said, man, what's the best thing for me? He put his pride and his ego to the side. Yeah. He said, what's the best? Because maybe my pride's too much, man. Because I mean? Like,
I think that's
hard for me.
That'd have been hard for me. My boy. I think that's what it is. Stuff like,
he put his pride and his ego to the side. And
sometimes we do. You have to.
He said, I'm rocking with y'all, and and I think for real, Reynoso really is gonna bring out the best in Munguia. You know what I mean? And then what's crazy to me is that they're on the same division, and Canelo, as we believe, he's gonna be Skull. Mm-hmm. He has all the titles. What does Munguia do? He just waits for Canelo's 4 fights to be up in Saudi to then fight for those titles.
But Munguia's a big guy too. I can see him moving up, and he's young. He's big boned, bro. Like he's big. He's a big dude. Munguia. I mean, I want him to move up, but I want to see what he's got in this fight. I want to see how much he's learned, what he's perfected, and to add on the fact that you said how humble he was on the fact that he joined forces with the guy that beat him, with the team that beat him. That speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to learn. You want to learn. It's like put pride on the side and like, yo, I want to learn. I want to get better. And he can be the next superstar, bro. The face of boxing because Canelo's on his way out and Munguia's getting better, bro. I think Munguia's getting better. And I want to see what he's got in this fight.
No doubt.
I'm excited.
No doubt. Yeah, man. So we got a crazy weekend, crazy Cinco de Mayo weekend, man. New York City, Saudi Arabia, and then Vegas, Inoue versus Cardanas.
I'm there. I'm a big fan.
Yo. And Cardanas is a decent fighter. He has a good record, only 1 defeat. But I just think Inoue he gonna show out in his U.S. debut. He's gonna show out, bro. He's just a different kind of fighter, dog.
Different animal, different breed, bro. I'm telling you, man. I'm a fan. I'm like a cheerleader, bro. I swear to God, like I hardly ever get excited to watch someone fight. Yeah. But him and I like Boots. So when Boots fights, I'm there. I'm watching. But anyway, bro, it's like the guy. Like I gotta watch. Like don't bother me, my kids, my wife. Like I'm watching Inoue fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's entertaining. He's explosive. He's got power. He's elusive. He's speed. I mean, he's got everything. Yeah, he's got everything.
He's the full package.
Against Cardenas, decent fighter, good pop, Mexican style. Yeah. But I think he's gonna go down like all the rest, brother. Yeah. I think he's gonna go down, especially here in Vegas. I think he's gotta show up, and he's going to, man. I'm excited about that.
And I think Inoue fighting in Vegas now is just gonna bring more of a bigger attraction from the U.S., which then I think he does what we all believe he will do against Cardenas. Then that opens up the big mega fight with him and Bam. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
That's the one I'm waiting on.
Yeah, no, I feel
That's
you, bro.
That's the one I'm waiting on.
So man, so we stack New York City, Saudi Arabia, Vegas. It's crazy. Cinco de Mayo.
Crazy month, man. Mayo's gonna be unforgettable.
All right, man. So it just got announced. Berlanga's headlining in New York City versus Hamza. That's a good fight.
That's an eye fight.
It's a good fight. I believe because I think don't sleep on Hamza. Yeah. Don't sleep on him because I think a mistake that the Berlanga team could probably make is that they saw his last performance and they're judging him off his last performance. And, that's boxing. You judge somebody by their last performance. But I think Hamza is a lot better than that.
I just feel like they mistake the positioning of the fights. I think the main event should have been.
Oh, no, for sure.
Who?
So you got Shakur
Stevenson against
Cepeda.
That should have been the main event.
Is the co-main. And yeah, I agree. That should have been the main event because, Shakur is a champion. And Cepeda, he been hot. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and Shakur's Boricua too. Mm-hmm. So, New York City.
Is he?
Yeah, he's Boricua.
That's new to me. He's Boricua too?
He's Boricua. Papi, tú no sabes.
No, I didn't know that.
Papá. That's
really?
Yeah, bro.
All right.
That's my side. Yeah, so Shakur's Boricua.
Okay.
But so that's why I feel like, because he's from Newark too, which is right across.
Right.
It's close to where they're fighting. But so let's touch on that. Stylistically, Berlanga and Hamza. Stylistically.
I think Berlanga right now has got a chip on his shoulder. Mm-hmm. Because of the Canelo fight, and then the last fighter he fought that we talked about already. He did his homie. He did his homie a favor coming out of prison, and gave him some money, and they fought. So he's got a chip on his shoulder right now, and I think he needs to knock out. He needs to show up. What I'm saying? He needs to perform. Stylistically, I think Berlanga has learned. I think he learned a lot from the Canelo fight, even though we didn't get to see much of it in this last performance. But I think he learned a lot from that fight, and I think that Hamza is a good opponent for him stylistically. I think he's going to be able to do a lot more against that style.
Okay,
that's right in front of him.
Okay, so I actually don't think he has a chip on the shoulder. I think he's on like cloud 9, bro.
You still think he's on cloud 9?
Yeah, bro. I think he's.
You don't think none of this comments and everything people saying bother him?
Well, no. You know why, bro? Because he's from New York. And bro, and I'm from Philly, and honestly, bro, it's like nobody, like it's a East Coast thing for people to just talk crazy to each other. I think it's like, so I don't think it bothers him. Okay. I think he's on cloud 9, man. I think he's he made a lot of money with the Canelo fight. He got an easy knockout in his last one, and then now he has the opportunity to headline in New York City. So he's feeling like a star, as he should. You know what I'm saying? And he's fighting Hamza, who is a good name. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, bro, don't sleep on this guy, because this guy is coming off of a fight that he felt he should have won. He came up short. Yeah. So he has to redeem himself. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think this could be an upset if only if Hamza was able to take a punch, because Berlanga's a bigger puncher. He's a bigger guy. Hamza's moving up from the middleweight division.
Berlanga's gonna knock him out, brother.
Yeah, because it's Hamza's first fight in the super middleweight division. It's a different kind of power. Yeah. So if he can't deal with that power, he's in trouble. Okay. He in trouble. That's how I got it. Yeah, he can't deal with the power, he's in trouble. Yeah. You know what I mean? But then the fight, the fight that I think is going to steal the show is Cepeda
against
and Shakur. How do you got that?
Based on how I saw Cepeda in his last fight against Farmer, I think Shakur. Shakur's just stupid talented. He's really skillful. He knows how to use every single corner of that ring. Yeah, he knows where he's at, where he's positioned, how to make you look silly. And I think Cepeda's style is perfect for Shakur Stevenson's style. Yeah. Even though I like Cepeda, I like his style, I like his aggressiveness, but he gets hit a lot, bro. Yeah, he gets hit too much. Yeah. His last 2 fights against Farmer have been really close. And again, I think Farmer is not even nowhere close to a Shakur Stevenson. Yeah. So I said, just by saying that, I think I'm telling you exactly how I feel and how it's going to go down. I think Shakur Stevenson does not carry the pop, does not have the pop to probably knock him out or stop him, but he has
fragile hands.
He does. But he's just got the superb talent, to just outbox you the 12 rounds.
For sure, man. I agree, man. I think Cepeda's gonna come in very aggressive, but like Shakur just understands distance. The footwork is crazy. The combinations, just the ability to make you miss and then make you pay. I just think, man, he's just gonna dominate. And I think it's one of those fights where he finally gets a name where he's gonna show off, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's kind of like when it's a fight that reminds me of Mayweather versus Chico Corrales.
This fight?
Yeah. Okay. Remember, Chico was like that guy that pressure you, and then Floyd just showed out. And remember, Floyd dominated that fight where it was like, yo, he dropped like Chico 4 or 5 times. Well,
Floyd dominated every pressure fighter. I mean.
So man. But that's the fight that just sticks out to me in how I'm comparing this fight. So yeah, man, I think Shakur's just gonna outclass Cepeda, bro.
I think so too, man.
Easy.
It's gonna be a good fight.
No disrespect to Cepeda, because
it can go. Or it could be just entertaining where Cepeda's just on him, bro. Like, I mean,
I just think Shakur knows distance. I don't think you could do that to. I don't think you could do that.
I mean, you want to see that, to make it more exciting.
Because
if not, I think it's gonna be a boring fight. Even though I'm excited to watch it. You get me?
Yeah, for sure, no doubt, man. So that's one to look out for in New York City. July, that's in July, man. So that's gonna be popping, man. So aside from that, we just got the news. Jake Paul
against Chavez Jr.
Yeah.
You
know what I'm saying? Look,
I like how there was like a moment of silence there, a little bit like the fight that nobody wanted, but we got it. I mean, it is what it is.
So,
with no disrespect, but it's that.
So, so when I first heard of the fight, so, we wear multiple hats.
Right.
Me and you understand.
Yeah.
We're commentators and then we're fighters.
Yeah.
The fighter in me was a little annoyed
when
I heard about this fight. And then I took a day to chill out.
A whole day you needed?
To chill out.
You were really pissed.
No, because the fighter in me thinks like this. Whereas like, damn, you came off of the fight with Mike. You know what I'm saying? And then now you're going into the Chavez fight. And it's like, I get it. It's the name. Chavez that's the biggest name in Mexican boxing, period. You know what I'm saying? That's royalty.
That's royalty, yeah. Because right now the biggest name in boxing is Canelo.
In the sport of boxing, bro. So you got a name, but is Chavez anywhere close to what he once was?
No.
So my thing is this, the fight makes sense because of the name, but it's like, is Chavez healthy? So that me as the fighter, that's how I'm thinking.
All right, let me ask you this. What would you prefer if they would have announced Paul against Tank Davis or this one that they just announced?
Well, yeah.
Which one would have bothered you the most?
The Tank Davis to me.
Which one would have bothered you the most? Because, come on, Tank Davis, a 135-pounder, 140 against Jake Paul?
Crazy. So, so that's how I'm feeling. I'm thinking like, Chavez, he has a lot of demons. You know what I'm saying? A lot of personal things that he's fighting. So it's like, man, is he fit?
Yeah.
Is he physically fit? Is he even mentally fit?
Right.
So that's a lot of questions that I guess we would have to see as his camp goes along, as we see progress or anything like that, man. So, if Chavez could be anywhere near at least, let's say 70%, then you got yourself a real fight.
Yeah. What's really crazy is that a lot of people think and feel that Jake Paul's going to win the fight. And I don't blame him.
Oh, yeah.
And it's crazy because, like you mentioned, Canelo's like, I'm sorry, Chavez Jr. is a big name.
Yeah.
He carries the legacy, the last name of his father, Julio Cesar Chavez. He was once upon a time that guy. Chavez Jr. was supposed to be that guy until, unfortunately, he fell for, addiction. He started messing around with, things that he shouldn't have. And we kind of lost him. And unfortunately, he started looking bad and not performing to his potential. So, I can see why people, are picking Jake Paul right now. And yes, him using the name right now versus Chavez. But if Chavez is, because I've seen Chavez in the last couple of months, bro. I talked to him on the phone actually because I'm helping him with some stuff. He looks focused, man. You've seen him physically, like he lost a lot of weight. He's been training, you know. Shouts out to my boy Charles Huerta, who's training him in the city of Maywood. They're focused, you know. They're focused. So I think you said it right. I think if he's even at a 60%, even at a 60%, he is gonna give Jake Paul the toughest fight. The toughest fight and toughest name he's ever fought ever. But I think, Jake Paul, I think it's just in this moment right now.
Yeah, because, I called Chavez last fight. He fought a 40-year-old who made his pro debut. He was a UFC guy. And he looked really bad in that fight.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, I'm rooting for Chavez, not that I want him to win or anything like that. I'm rooting for Chavez just that he bounced back. And if this opportunity right here is like that thing that pushes him forward, where he can clean his act up,
right?
And it's that momentum, and he's having a good camp, man, and that's like bringing him back, because boxing saves lives, bro. Boxing saves lives. So if this is healthy for him, bro, then I'm happy for him, and he getting the bag. You know what I'm saying?
He's definitely getting the bag. It definitely is one of those fights where it's keeping him busy, giving him work.
For sure.
Mentally as well, getting ready, trying to focus into a fight against Jake Paul. So it definitely is saving, health-wise as far as Chavez Jr. But at the same time, I just hope that, if he loses against Jake Paul, it doesn't backfire, to a point where people are just going to talk even more about Chavez, and even worse than his legacy. You go out there and you lose against a YouTuber, you get me? I mean, it is what it is. But I think at this point, I'm just happy as a friend that Chavez is training, is focused, has a chance to win this fight. And if he does, man, God bless him. And if he doesn't, like you said, he's getting that bag, he's keeping him busy, and wishing him the best. Jake Paul as well. He's doing things right. I'm not blaming. I like what Jake Paul's doing. He's actually helping Chavez, but at the same time, he's grabbing from that last name, Chavez. Because what else is out there?
It's a bittersweet.
Yeah.
For me.
What's out there? What else is out there for Jake Paul right now?
I mean, I feel you, bro. It's one of those things where is the perfect name. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I just hope Chavez is healthy.
Yeah,
because it's not a game, bro.
No, he's healthy.
It's not a game, and you'll find out when somebody really gets hurt.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you this much: he's healthy. He's not. Right. He's not. He's doing good.
No doubt.
He's training. He's taking this fight serious. He has been training for a while. Actually, I knew about no bullshit aside. I knew about this fight happening maybe close to 3 weeks ago.
Where
like they were already in talks. So Chavez has been training for that long. He's been ready. Like he's known that he was gonna fight Jake Paul. And when he told me, and when I heard about it, I'm like, honestly, I didn't believe him. I'm like, yeah. You just talking.
Yeah, man.
But here it is.
For sure. So that's one to look out for. Let's see how that play out. That's gonna be crazy.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Yo, we got a historical weekend. We told you guys who we got. Let us know who you got.
Yeah. Make sure y'all drop a comment. Let us know who your gallo is. And do not forget to subscribe. We appreciate the love. Let's go, Mi Gallo, the hottest podcast in boxing.
Let's go.